What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the final game here of the Overwatch edition of NECC. I am Sepulins, joined by the wonderful and talented Dryad to bring you, like I said, the last game of the night. UC Davis up against Murray State University Gold. Dryad, how do you feel about this going in?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very interesting day so far of the matches. I saw a little bit of the one that we saw before, Chick-fil-A casting as well as Moscow. And I think we saw C9 towards the end. So that was interesting. I don't like calling C9s when they happen because it's like, no, maybe something else. Maybe it was a boop. Maybe it was, something that made them move. But no, that was definitely C9. And now a whole new match, the last one of the day, like you said, a lot of high expectations for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. UC Davis, they're a school that I just cannot get away from, whether it's Valorant or Overwatch or anything. They seem to be following me. I cast them like 4 times a week at this point, but I'm super excited to see what they bring to the table here. And Murray State University, I think, is a team that I don't know about you, but I've actually never seen before. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to be bringing to the table here in this final matchup of the day.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, and actually, that is so exciting because I feel like a lot of colleges are now getting into Overwatch. They're getting their Overwatch teams going, and I love seeing that. We've seen an amazing growth of this, and we love this game. We love these teams, and we love to see new teams coming in.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm super excited to be jumping in. We're going to be jumping into our map pool in just a couple of seconds here. We're waiting for the teams to ready up and get the show on the road. But no matter what happens, no matter what the maps are, I am beyond hyped to see what's going to be brought to the table. In the first map, one of my personal favorites in the game, Busan. Dryad, what team comps should we expect here on Busan Downtown?
Downtown, I mean, right when I think of downtown, I think of Dive. I think of Winston. I think of Cuba. I think maybe the triple bubble, but like, you always need to have your but really walking that he's definitely run that Saria. They've definitely run a little bit of that Reinhardt as well, and they're able to get away with it. But I mean, Diva Winston definitely my favorite there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit the nail right on the head with Dive. And sorry about that jumping into map, jumping back out. We had a reset. One of the players had to reconnect a little bit, but we're jumping right back into the swing of things downtown all over again. And like Dryad said, I really expect to be seeing that dive comp here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's just so good. If you're able to get the high ground positioning at the beginning, get a couple kills, and even absent of tank as a diva, maybe peel for the rest of your for your DPS ideally, then that puts you in, in such a good situation to win the fight, to win a
Ready
little
for
bit of that
battle.
percentage that is so important at the beginning. But again, there's a lot of variations to the dive that we've seen recently. We talked about
Yeah.
the double bubble. We talked about even seeing a little bit of the Baptiste coming in. If you want the Lucio for speed, even though that is ideal, it's not only locked to the Lucio, uh, but at the end of the day, there's so many possibilities, and that is already what the teams are showing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we're definitely seeing this on the side of UC Davis with my good friend Smokey the May, rocking that main tank, bringing that Reinhardt to life, and that Lucio speed boost is at the ready as well. You can't play a Ryan without a Lucio right now. It just feels almost impossible. But like you said, we're looking at double bubble versus that classic Ryan Diva comp coming forward. It's going to be all about that first elimination. In particular, the tanks from the side of Murray State want to dive in. They want to find these kills early. And UC Davis, they kind of want to plant their roots and find the eliminations as quickly as they can. Reinhardt's got to be careful not to get poked out, especially by a Tracer and Echo too. I mean, very aggressive damage dealers. Chief has the high ground now. Might not dive in here. Might not be the call, but a huge anti-nade from Yori is going to be just the engagement they're looking for. Smokey will find that first kill, but Sky SK73 picks up two of their own. It's going to be another 2v2 trade here in favor of UC Davis. The numbers slowly turning for Murray Resurrection. Onto Yori, comes through blue fire with an ult fire onto vertical, finds that headshot kill. I don't want to jump the gun yet, but I think Murray State gonna have to tuck tail and run out of that fight.
And that is very frustrating for this team as well. They got a couple kills. They were doing really good with the Echo as well. High ground positioning like we talked about with the Winston. Then they lost the fight in the most unfortunate situation where now we see UC Davis with a lot of ultimates with the placation to start it off, a couple more ultimates that are going to be available, and that's going to allow them to keep holding this point at least to a 50%.
Yeah, and holding to 50, I mean, as stupid as that sounds, like you're already halfway there. You're already so close to completing the first point of the map, and UC Davis, they're looking to do just that. A powerhouse team, if I have ever seen one, and they're truly showing that here. Like I said, the Ryan Diva, a little bit less conventional than, it used to be, whatever that sentence is, and now we're still seeing it work out relatively well for UC Davis, but as I say that, the Chief with a great Nano Fury, hitting both support ultimates, trying to keep the team alive in full swing. 2 eliminations turns into 2.5 as that DMAC comes through. The kill as well, going to be on Freaky Frog's baby Diva. Just over that 50% hump, and Murray State will flip the point.
Yeah, really good job as well that we see now for the set of Murray. Taking control of the point, being able to capture it. I mean, UC Davis did pass the 50% that we talked about, but now it's going to be even more difficult to go in. They're going to walk into duplicate. They're going to walk into a potential pulse bomb, going to one of the supports. And on top of that, we see the ultimate coming for the Winston as well, playing very aggressively.
Playing aggressive is what that Winston's going to be all about, but SK73 playing as aggressive as can be, able to find 2 eliminations traded out by Blue Fire there. The Chief picks up Smokey the May in a fight that you think UC Davis was going to be able to kind of walk into with 5 ultimates at the ready, is instead going to be a fight that they lose.
We see 4 ultimates now, 5 ultimates potentially for UC Davis. Trying to take control of the point, but I like them. They're very careful about what ultimates they want to use. They're not using all of them at once. Now they still have the primary reach that we talked about, and on top of that, they gravitate just to hold it a little bit longer, and this Diva has a lot of pressure to eat it.
Absolutely, and like you said, the pressure is definitely out, but not able to eat that high noon quick enough, or not able to block that high noon, excuse me. Monterey is going to be able to pick up that kill onto SK73. Zarya absolutely nowhere to run. A fantastic wall from Blue Fire keeps the dream alive. This Winston pops Primal just in time to get frozen up. A double Diva Bomb comes through in favor of UC Davis, and the kill onto that Tracer as well. Immediately out the door, UC Davis turns that fight around, but they've got to be careful. If they lose this one, downtown could be over.
Yeah, we're getting close to what could be that one last fight territory after both of the teams pass that 70% actually. And those ultimates that, like we said, they're using them very carefully. Not the teams are not using a lot of ultimates at once, and that leaves the Graviton still to use. So the Blizzard, more than anything, that's going to allow UC Davis to create even more space as they take control of the point.
Yeah, and I just put 2 and 2 together. SK73 is Sky. That's the same player. I've been saying it like a weirdo this whole time, but that is going to be Sky in the sky, so the name checks out. Makes a whole lot of sense, and we're going to be expecting to see some ultimates make an appearance here. A fantastic grab, but an even better Maywall from Blue Fire, keeping the dream alive. A great high noon and zoning Blizzard as well. Axelone has to drop the beat to keep that team alive, but currently still in a full 6v6. The Bionade from Yori finds 2, but not going to be able to pick up any kills quite yet. Axelone will be the first to fall. Smokey the May, she will not be far behind. 6v4 in favor of Murray State. Turns into 2v6 as Freaky Frog loses that mech, and Rick Ashley who has let down the team there. Can't give anything up because the point's already been given up. Murray State, they do take that point once again.
Right, they were able to use that Valkyrie just in time. I love seeing that ultimate being used as a way to support the rest of their team to give them a little bit more of that extra damage that they needed. And because of that, they're able to get that damage, that healing that they needed right on time. 99 for UC Davies though, and the Shatter's ready.
Oh, here comes a Shatter of their own. Smokey's not able to pick up anybody quite yet, but Sky with a Shatter of their own finds 4. Loses the Rhine transformation right at the very end, but luckily enough, the team was there to follow up off the back of that phenomenal Earth Shatter. Sky really flexing that flexibility of being that DPS Echo, swapping onto any hero in the game and just rocking and rolling with it. The Chief now dives onto point, trying to find a crucial elimination in the form of Blue Fire. Freaky Frog down as well, 99 to 99, but I've got to say, looks like Murray State's got this one in the bag.
Especially with the Tracer at 3 cages to guarantee a little bit more control, a little bit of the number advantage going for the side of this team. And with that, nothing else can be done for UC Davies. It was very close, but not close enough, 100 to 99.
199, as close as you can get, but unfortunately close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. You needed to get that 100% to turn that map in favor. Now the first point going to be in favor of Murray State, but that's the great thing about control points, these King of the Hill style maps, is you have to win 2 of them. So Murray State, they've got to put Mecha Base away to win this, but Smokey the May, she rocks and rolls. She lives and breathes this Reinhardt. So I think the Chief is really going to get a run for their money.
Yeah, exactly. That is what I was going to talk about, is that last map, a lot of dive, a lot of double bubble that can be seen. But this one, this is all about the rush. This is all about the Reinhardt coming in, getting a lot of pressure, putting pressure into the backline as well. So that is exactly what I want to see. The ideal composition here, I see coming through from the Star Murray, who already got 1 point. I want to see how the D.Va for Freaky Frog is able to work out.
Yeah, I think Zarya makes a really crucial kind of difference here, because while D.Va can eat fire strikes, those flame strikes in the Reinhardt, Zarya really kind of gets to back up the Reinhardt in the sense of these team fights. She can be that full charge, that extra damage a team might need. D.Va, notorious for not doing a lot of damage without those rockets, so we're really going to have to watch that off-tank gameplay, see what happens with the Immortality Field from Rick. Will be the first thing to fall. A great stun going to be coming through already. An Earth Shatter from Smokey. What did I talk about her on this Reinhardt is disgusting. Able to find a double kill onto both the DPS and Axelone. They are speeding the team onto point. UC Davis looking for an early point cap.
Now it's all about changing. I mean, we actually see the change coming through for the D.Va. Now is going to be the Ryan D.Va coming for both of the sides, but still there's a Reaper available, about to have the ultimate as well for the side of UC Davis, allowing them for even more control close range.
Absolutely, and yeah, like you said, you want to have that close range control, especially when you've got a team pinned like this, but Smokey gets a little bit overzealous. A 0-person Earth Shatter comes through. I thought that would have picked up somebody, but it looks like they didn't even need that Shatter, as Miracle is going to be able to pick up 2 eliminations, keeping this crucial positioning for the team. Murray State trying to cap as quickly as possible. They want to make sure UC Davis gets as little percent as they can. Freaky Frog might make it out by the skin of their teeth, but looks like I really think they should be running, trying to keep the mech, but instead getting a little overzealous, dropping into the team to die. And Murray State, they're smart enough. They know to stagger this baby D.Va for as long as possible. Oh, the wall, but they make it over, dropping down, buying themselves about 10 extra seconds.
A little bit more, and that was not a fight that UC Davis wanted to lose. They wasted the amplification, They wasted the Deadeye as well, with absolutely no value, not even able to create space, which is usually what we see happening for this ultimate. Now Murray, they have control. They're going to hold this very close as well, with a Blizzard on top of all.
And Blizzard, I mean, talk about a way to make space. It's really going to come down to Freaky Frog to eat that Blizzard. That'll completely rip the rug out from underneath Murray here, but we're going to have to see if they're able to do that, kind of all the weight in the world on the shoulders of this D.Va. Not quite able to find it, but the counter bomb instead. A Death Blossom in the back line. Between the 2 ultimates, they find 2 kills. Freaky Frog goes down, but Sky will be picked up by the very last frame of that Blue Fire Death Blossom. Axelone, they are just bullying Myreed off the side of the point here, but no eliminations coming quite yet. UC Davis, they've capped this point once again.
Once again, it's just going back and forth between these 2 teams. We saw in the last map, we see it again happening here in Mecha Base, where amplification once again available for UC Davis, once again able to create space, and same narrative over and over again, especially because of how similar these 2 compositions are. I mean, the only difference here is the Reaper and the May.
Yeah, Reaper and May, arguably two of the most impactful DPS that this game even has to offer, but this Cowboy from Murray is not quite making the difference they'd want. The Amp Matrix is going to get blocked off by the May here. A back-to-back Ryan trade. The Shatter ends up killing Smokey. She falls early in the engagement. The Chief going to be storm rolling in, picks up Freaky Frog. Axelone not far behind. Remech engagement does come through. UC Davis, they've got it to 80%, which means if they can win just one more fight, they should be able to put Mecha Base away.
Just one more fight. If it doesn't keep going back and forth, I mean, but this is exactly what UC Davies needs. They need to get this fight, they need to get this next fight, but they don't have a lot of ultimates to work with for this time around. They need to try to create that space, just getting a couple kills, ideally putting pressure into the shield of the Reinhardt and then trying to go in. Because for those ultimates, I mean, the Blizzard is going to be available very soon from Rain. That might make their situation a lot more difficult.
Absolutely, and that Blizzard, like you said, definitely a space maker if there is one. Oh, and the Chief will fall early to Monterey, who actually picks up the Meg as well. Two insanely crucial eliminations back-to-back. Sky finds Blue Fire, takes the Reaper out, but gets taken out by Monterey on a Cowboy of their own. 83 to 83% right now. UC Davis, they need to win this next fight if they want to push third point of Busan.
One last fight territory for this map, for this Mecha Base, and anything can happen. They're going to initiate with an early Blizzard as well.
The early Blizzard's going to be crucial here. Smokey gets pinned out, takes an insane amount of damage to the main tank. Already gone, traded out for a May, a one-for-one trade to the Amplification Matrix. From Rick will also be making an appearance. Freaky Frog getting up close and personal. Kiss that Baptiste goodbye as they fall into the abyss. Freaky Frog has a bomb. Might have to use it as they stand up here. We hear the bomb make an appearance, and it's not going to be able to pick up any eliminations. Oh, just kidding. Miracle does get caught out. Going to be all down on this Tracer again. Found a 4K on downtown. We'll find only one here in Mecha Base. UC Davis, they're taking us all the way to third point of Busan.
It was a very intense fight at the end. I mean, all the kills coming back and forth between the two teams, but it was the ultimates really that made the difference happening. It was the Deadeye, it was the self-destruct. I mean, everything they could have needed was available for the side of UC. Is now trying to keep it going for one more, and I like it because we've been having this conversation about what's meta in all these maps and how Mecha Base is so good for the rush, downtime is so good for dive, but this one's an interesting one. I mean, we can see a lot of different things that can work really well and can also just not work at all. I think
Yeah.
I remember when this map came out, I mean, people would talk about how you would play a Widowmaker, but now that doesn't work anymore. So it's like teams just kind of play whatever they want, and we definitely see it now.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail right on the head. Teams are certainly just playing whatever they want. I'm not sure if we have a single hero on... No, this is 12 unique heroes right now. This is a complete and total just masterclass crapshoot. Now, I gotta be honest, I love the Pharmacy. I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Tracer has been working out, so that checks out. Hanzo, of course, that works. The Cowboy's been doing just fine. So the DPS line is great. Now, Murray State's tank line. That's where I'm a little bit cautious on what they're going to be bringing to the table with this, but as this first fight kind of comes to fruition, we're going to have to see which team walks away victorious. And right now, Murray State looking super good, already forcing a 6v2. Yeah, UC Davis just getting ripped to absolute shreds, and I think UC Davis is really going to struggle here because I don't think this is a great Reinhardt map.
Yeah, I mean, like, the thing is that what is good in this map, right? It goes back to, we're looking at a Wrecking Ball and a Roadhog that are working out. On top of that, this defense having a nightmare.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's just like, it's so messy. Anything can happen in this map. We see it. And I like the Wrecking Ball. I'm usually hesitant when we see it, but if Murray is able to get away with a composition like this, it shows a lot of strength because you don't have support. You don't have anything to give to your DPS. Everyone is kind of working individually and trying to make it all work at the same time together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just gotta say, no matter how many times it happens, a baby diva getting staggered is the funniest thing in the entire world to me. I get such a kick out of it. And the Chief right now about to get a kick out of these mines, able to find an insane amount of damage, but no eliminations quite yet. Miracle does fall to Smokey. An early Immortality Field has to come out trying to keep the team alive. Blue Fire traded out by the Tracer on the side of Murray. Sky finds an elimination again. This Pharah just feels so uncontested in the sky right now. The Chief able to make it out by the skin of their teeth, and Chief called, and the Wrecking Ball certainly is it. Murray Gold, they have this barrage at the ready. I don't even think they're going to need it. 60% already, and I just don't see UC Davis winning. I don't see UC Davis winning this next fight either.
Yeah, it's just not looking easy. The ultimate economy, I mean, you can initiate with the cold lanterns with this composition. You also have the barrage that you talked about, and that is forcing a couple of changes as well happening for the side of UC Davis, where you're going to the Sombra, but honestly, like, it's a little too late to go Sombra. Getting that EMP seems almost impossible at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the EMP, you've got what? Technically 13 seconds to make that work. And you might be able to find a great kill on Miracle. We saw this happen once already. You've got to pick up another elimination. And right now, Murray State's making sure you cannot do exactly that with a 3K coming through the Resurrection on Miracle. UC Davis, I think they've just got to kiss Busan goodbye. They're not going to be able to farm ultimates. Axelone, the sole survivor right now, is okay, never mind, is dead as well. Blue Fire does pick up a crucial kill onto the Moira, but a Reaper without an ultimate can only do so much.
And nothing else can be done. No one else able to touch a point. And we see Murray with a really good performance. I love seeing this map. That
Absolutely.
this was a test for me. If teams are able to run with this composition and get away with it, that shows a lot of discipline. Because again, everyone, if you think about it, everyone is playing by themselves besides the pharmacy. Everyone is
Right.
kind of maybe the Wrecking Ball is in the back line, you see the Tracer as well in the flank. I mean, everyone is doing different things, but they have to make it work together at the same time, and that is exactly what this team was able to do. Looking really good, but also still super close looking at the entire map of Busan that we saw.
Absolutely, and I mean, I've just got to say, like you said, the Wrecking Ball Roadhog was a very unconventional pick, but Sky on the Pharah was really kind of where the impact was being made. Completely uncontested, completely left alone, and a Mercy Pocket to boot. That just felt like a free round, honestly, for Murray State. I think we really needed to see a lot more focus from UC Davis if they wanted to turn that around.
And I wonder what is going to happen because both of the teams they have already shown us that they can play a lot of different compositions. Obviously, Murray getting a little bit ahead. They showed us that they're not, in a lot of these collegiate teams, a lot of teams like to play in maybe the Rhine Saria, they like to play Rush, and they kind of stick with it because they're really good at it. But for them, they like a lot of changes. They like playing a lot of different composition, and it is working out. So a lot of high expectations for the next maps and what compositions benefit those specific maps.
Yeah, and I really, like you said, I'm curious to see what the comps are going to be for engaging the rest of the maps. We are going to be playing all three as the NECC format dictates, so we will get to see these different comps coming through, these different kind of positions and plays from the teams. And I want to see what's going to be brought to the table, but we're going to let the teams talk it through. We're going to throw it to a super mega short break. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. Go get some water. Use the restroom, but come right back here for maps 2 and 3. We'll see you in just a sec. Welcome back, all you tank healers and damage dealers, still Subtilance and Dryad to bring you maps 2 and 3 of this engagement. UC Davis versus Murray State University. We're going to be jumping into Hollywood, the second map. Dryad, we've been talking a lot about team comps. What do you think we should expect here on Hollywood?
I mean, when I think of Hollywood now, I feel like that is another map where we can see a lot of different variations of the compositions, but at the same time, I always like seeing the double bubble. I feel like it's a composition that I can't run. That is like way too difficult for me. But I like seeing it because of that, because I know it requires a lot of communication with your tanks, with the rest of the team. So I love seeing it happen. I don't know though, because it depends also a little bit more of the style on their teams. A lot of teams still like to play rush here. They're able to get away with it. They make it work in a really good way. And especially because the meta recently, even though yeah, we talked about it, it's changed a lot, and it can bring a lot of different variations. We can see the Reinhardt and the Diva kind of working together, and you think of Diva as like the dive hero, and then you think of Reinhardt as their rush, so they're able to run the rush with Diva, which might be the possibility here for UC Davis is a chance to also take control of the high ground and also take control of being able to build the shatters, having that presence of the shield more than anything that is so beneficial for anyone in Overwatch.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you said there. I wholeheartedly agree. Double bubble is just, it's freaking tough. Like, it's hard.
Yeah,
It's a hard comp
it
to play.
is.
I'm a main tank player, and I feel like I still struggle with it. So it's a very hard comp. So it's even more impressive, like you said, to see these teams coming out the gate just performing at such a high level, putting the bar so above and beyond. Murray State going for a bit of a low rotation. I'm pretty sure UC Davis is right up here to the left, unless they change their rotation. Yeah, there they are. They're going to be coming out the gate. Their khakis will find that first kill onto the Chiefs. The Winston gone. Main tanks traded for UC Davis. They are certainly getting the numbers advantage, able to find 3 eliminations versus the 1 eliminated. Now, Smokey, she's got to hustle because the spawn is much further for the defending team. Murray State, they can regroup in a matter of seconds here and push for a re-engage.
Yeah, that was a massive anti-nade too from Yori. That was really good. Got 4 kills. Got the Reinhardt getting taken down immediately. Sure, they didn't win the fight, but at least they made them go all the way back to point.
Yeah, pushing back to point. So UC Davis, they kind of went for a Havana hold scenario where they held up close, but then they immediately dropped that room. They gave so much free space to Murray State. They're really going to have to win this next fight if they want to make that all worth it. Now, half a tick already given. The flashbang going to be missed out of the Tracer, but the Chief, the first to fall again. Main tank down the drain. A great bubble out of the Mercy to keep him alive. Monterey traded out there by the Tracer on the side of Murray State, who is just dancing around, seemingly uncontested, 14% short of a pulse bomb. But Rick Ashley going to be busting out that garage door, opening it up, and coming home, trying to keep the team alive. Another phenomenal bio nade from Yori. Gets onto both the tanks, but unfortunately no follow-up from Murray State quite yet. Several ultimates at the ready. Sky going to be the first one to pop in here. Transformation comes through, but a 2-man Earth Shatter is going to be able to keep the wheels moving once again. Sky forces that Remac, finds a kill even on the khaki. Smokey the next to fall. Yori gets traded out. Damage has been done. I think Murray State's got this fight in the bag. Sky with a demo picks up Blue Fire and Axelone. They are alone, to say the very least. They're going to be the sole survivor as Rick Astley falls, but they will also be eliminated. Murray State getting ready to cap first point.
Mercy for Murray was about to get taken down during that rest, but really good bubble as well. Really good communication with the rest of the team. Really good communication with the Staria. Made them stay alive for a little bit longer. So yeah, they take control of the point over 4 minutes to go across this long way where we know the high ground is pretty much everything. And UC Davis absolutely know this. A lot of ultimates as well to use in the high ground. They have the Self-Destruct, they have the Blizzard, and that should be enough to create the space that they need.
Absolutely, and the Chief, I think, really made a bold play there. Didn't completely have that Primal Rage charged, but was hoping enough people were up there that they were going to be able to. They got it. They were able to even get an elimination off the back of it, but now, 1-for-1 trade. Main tank for main support. Bomb from Khakis does not find anything here in Sky. Continuing that just rampage in the Sky. 2 eliminations. Might turn into 2 more, depending on how aggressive they choose to get here.
The payload continues to move, though. 1 member is going to be enough to keep it going while the fight goes a little bit forward, but looking confident in the meantime for these attackers. They use quite a lot of ultimates, but they're about to build them again. They're not worried about the nano. They're able to build it quite fast, especially with the composition that they're running with the Winston more than anything else. And the Graviton that is going to be available as well.
Absolutely. Like you said, that grab's going to be available, but the Chief has already fallen, so Murray State, I feel like they're going to have to force an ultimate just like this one, trying to keep that tank line viable and alive. The beat from Axelone going to cancel out the grab from Vericle. There, a resurrection onto Chief as well, so we're in a full-blown 6v6 once again. Eve Bomb from Sky on the high ground finds Nada, but Myri popping that Valkyrie, trying to get this team as much healing as possible. May gets a little bit overzealous, might pay the price of her life for it, but the trade does come through, a 2-for-1, 3-for-1, as Blue Fire picks up a kill onto the Chief. Believe it or not, I think UC Davis may have turned that fight around. It's a little bit too early to tell, but this Mercy ends up biting the bullet. Yeah, I think UC Davis has got this fight in the bag.
They were taking a little bit too long to get those last kills, but they're able to guarantee them towards the end. And that is the second fight that they win now on this map. Besides the first one that happened so fast that wasn't even considered a fight, but now Murray is able to attack again. Chief has been doing such an amazing job as a main tank, not only creating space for the team, not only playing aggressive, but being able to build that ultimate so fast. The primary rage
Yeah.
once again about to be available, and that is how those ultimates are rotating. The nano as well, the nano, and then the primary rage might put the team in an ideal situation to keep pushing, ideally getting this point.
Yeah, I think the Nano, like you said, is going to be kind of the fight opener, the door opener, if you will, for Murray State. And yep, you hit the nail right on the head, Dryad. Here comes that Nano onto the Winston. The wall comes out, and everybody's going to go a flying. One elimination turns into two. They just turn into three if the DMAC makes an appearance. But now the Chief falls, cannot jump up high enough. And we almost saw a C9 there, only 3 meters away. I think it was the Tracer going for a bit of a cheeky play, but it looks like they're not going to need a C9 as one by one. See Davis will fall. The bomb comes out from Kaki's in a move of desperation, but a great bubble from the Chief is going to keep the team alive. UC Davis, they've got a massive spawn advantage, so they can kind of stagger and burn down the timer. Oh, and that's certainly going to help us. Monterey picks up not 1 or 2, maybe even 3, but no, it looks like it's just 2 for the time being. 3 meters. Looks like it's going to stay that way. UC Davis able to find their footing and stay there.
It almost seemed like they shouldn't have gotten that, right? It's just a matter
Absolutely.
of seconds, and even a soldier being used. I mean, a lot of really weird things that we're seeing from this team, but they're able to make it work out, and that's really what matters. Less than a minute remaining for Samurai. They have to regroup. They have to try to go again. And Hiyori, I mean, once again, has been doing such an amazing job connecting those anti-nades, being able to build that nano so fast, allowing the team for success along with the Winston. But they have to do it. Ideally, one last chance for them to do so. And they need to take advantage of the fact that the side of UC Davis, they don't have that many ultimates yet.
Oh, and Smokey, she gets a little bit too aggressive with that shatter. Did find the main tank, but again, gonna pay the price of her life, getting a little bit overzealous there, trying to kind of be that main tank hero. And unfortunately, it's gonna be the very reason that dominoes begin to fall in favor of Murray State. A 2-man Earth Shatter coming out from Sky, who is playing the Echo, by the way. I know they're doing such a good job on the Reinhardt and on these tanks that you think they'd be a tank player, but now they are rocking that DPS lineup. Miracle, speaking of tanks, finds 3 with the help of Chief, and there it is. Murray State caps second point, 90 seconds left.
In an ideal situation for them to capture point, not only was it just in time, but they're able to build those ultimates. They're able to pretty much catch UC Davis off guard, and they continue to do so. They're trying to get this kill, they're trying to stagger the rest of the enemy team, and that is going to put them in an ideal situation. They're going to have the nano to push in again. They're going to have the grab, and that's pretty much everything that they could need.
Yeah, I love the idea of what Murray State's trying to do there, but I think they did it perhaps a little bit too early, simply because the cart doesn't move for, you know, like 5 or 6 seconds after you cap that second point. So they made all this space for a cart that wasn't moving for half of it, you know? So I think maybe they chose to make that engagement a little early, but when you're in the position they are, which is just kind of rolling for the last couple of fights, I could definitely see why they'd move in the speed and pacing that they did. But now Verical probably going to get caught out. I'll be shocked if they make it out with their life, but somehow they're still alive. It looks like there's going to be 2 eliminations already, going to be doubled in the blink of an eye. Resurrection comes through onto Sky, but the damage has already been done. Nobody's left to help you out, my friend. And there it is, a total team kill, I believe, in favor of UC Davis.
I can't believe we're seeing a soldier actually get kills, actually work out. It seems like this hero is just not the first pick that you go with your team, but for the set of UC Davis, yeah, I mean, it is working out. There's 15 seconds remaining from Ray. They have a couple ultimates they can initiate with the Valkyrie again, but it's getting difficult just to get that close range that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think just that close range engagement is so much to do with the Chief, who, as I say it, is dying. But this Winston has been such a nuisance, such a phenomenal player to keep this team fight and engagement alive from Murray State. And as I say that, you know, this is the one fight they're going to lose on Hollywood. But I've got to say, the tank line for Murray State, I feel, has really been kind of the star-studded lineup from either of these teams. They've been very impressive up to this point.
It was really going back and forth, and I got the sign that it was going to be this intense after that first map that we saw. After we saw that Bisan just going back and forth, not only in the maps that they were winning, but on those fights and in the different compositions that we already talked about. But now, right, they're able to make it far enough that they feel confident that they're able to hold the defense. Ideally on first point, but that is easier said than done. It is so difficult to make it happen. I mean, even with the different compositions that they like to run, we've seen the Wrecking Ball being played, the Winston as well. They like to play the double bubble that we talked about, but that is not enough. It's a lot of getting those kills as soon as possible, and they have the benefit that they're able to change. But the minute that one of them gets taken down, that is pretty much it for the team.
Yeah. And speaking of things being pretty much it for the team, I didn't mind the soldier earlier because it
Oh,
was it was a panic
oh
choice,
no.
right? You chose the fastest hero you could, but now you get to choose which hero you're playing. You get to pick. And Blue Fire is still rocking on that soldier. Dryad, I don't know about you, but I am a little bit worried about that.
I'm just not a fan of the soldier. I mean, I just saw the same thing that you did. Like, okay, they're running this because they had to get to point fast. Oh, it worked out. Maybe they want to keep it because of the ultimate, even though the ultimate is not very good, right? But now I start to worry. I don't think it's going to work out in the long term.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree, but maybe UC Davis knows something we don't. Maybe we'll find out in just a moment here. Axelone also going to be on the first Brigida that we've seen today, so Brig making an appearance here. We've got another one of those scenarios where we are looking at 12 unique heroes across the board. That dive versus that Rein Zarya. UC Davis going for the classic stairs rotation, trying to get that high ground advantage. And Murray State, they're actually playing a comp where that's going to be doable. However, they're going to have to walk face first into a Reinhardt at one point or another, and that's really going to be where this comp starts to fall apart a little bit. I almost feel like we've seen like a swap on the teams, right? One team goes dive, the other goes brawl. We've been looking at the opposite the entire time, but it will be Sky who finds that crucial kill onto Smokey. She's going to fall on that Winston early, and the Winston, arguably the most important hero for that comp to work.
That puts the rest of the team in such an awkward situation, right? They don't really know how to get away. They don't know how to get out. Really good anti-net as well, still connected with Murray. But again, the use of Davis, they're just kind of stuck in the situation. It seems like luckily they were able to run away. And now the defense still trying to hold it strong, about to have a couple ultimates. I want to wait for that EMP, but it seems like they're going to take a little bit longer.
Yeah, and I got to point out, Monterey's in the back line right now. I don't know if they blinked in, were able to get with the team, but that Tracer's stuck in the back line, so that's definitely something to keep an eye out on. Another great anti-nade from Rick there, able to get, I think, 2. They were able to deal some damage, and now that nano boost committed as well. Desperate to find any elimination, they finally will. It's going to be the Chief who falls. The main tank, always the first to go, and this time, the main support not far behind. Myriad is down, and wow, okay, Monterey just ripping it up on the Tracer right now. Trying to kill after kill. Blue Fire gets to pick up Sky with a little bit of help from the rest of the team. And UC Davis, I think about 30 seconds faster than Murray State, able to cap that first point.
And I hate to admit it, but I think the soldier is working out. I think it is possible.
Words.
No, I think it is possible that it might continue to work out if UC Davis is continuing to enable the first success. What even happened there?
I can't even tell you. I didn't even see them throw a nade, and somehow Myris died to a nade. So that is really just a great way to start for UC Davis. Rick Astley picks up that kill onto the PAP again. And Murray State, you've got to fall back. You cannot take a fight without your main support like that.
Oh, that is tough as well. I mean, Murray now is going to have an EMP to use. That puts him in a really good situation, but they still have to wait a couple of seconds to guarantee that the EMP doesn't go in vain, but they're able to actually get away with a couple kills along with it.
The EMP, I think, is going to make a huge difference here, and I don't like what UC Davis was doing there, keeping only one person on cart, because all they have to do is lose one fight, and then Murray State gets to push the cart all the way back. I mean, why is this working? I genuinely don't understand. The Visor picks up a kill out of the Zarya. The Death Blossom gets basically nothing, a DMAC, and not really much afterward. Blue Fire finds another kill. Another kill! Oh my god, the soldier.
No!
No! No! Oh man, I'm gonna retire. I don't even know what's going on. This soldier is, wow. This soldier just absolutely single-handedly won that fight, and I've done nothing but talk smack on them the entire game.
I can't believe that UC Davis is creating the next Overwatch meta. I can't believe it. We're seeing it happen right in front of our eyes.
Somebody's gonna make an edit of me at the beginning saying maybe they know something we don't, and then UC Davis's Blue Fire getting a 4K on the soldier because they certainly knew something we didn't, and that really has made a world of difference. Now the Chief getting a little bit petty there, solo shattering the baby Diva, but I think it's gonna be a great cleanup here afterward. Anywho, Miracle commits that grab, able to find some damage here and there. Sombra picks up Blue Fire, so that carry, he's gone. That Blue Fire out the window. Going to be Murray State's possibility to take this back again. 2.5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, that is a long time for the defense as well. So I worry a little bit because they definitely don't want to hold the high ground and lose the momentum that they have in the payload. but at the same time, they're kind of forced to because now it's going to be UC Davis with a dive, with the Winston and the Diva as well working out. And on top of that, you have that soldier that it's already scary enough.
The soldier making a world of difference, something I never thought I would say in the game of Overwatch, but it is going to be coming through, making a huge difference. And speaking of a huge difference, a 4-man EMP, what a way to start a fight. May, she dove in and she did not dive back out. Miracle picking up a double kill there. Furry Gold, another fight in the bag. They've burned almost a minute off the clock.
Still a long way to go though, about maybe 2 full fights depending on how long they want to take it. And the EMP that was used, there's a lot of ultimates that are rotating for both of the teams, but it's just all about the DPS really making a difference. Not only the tanks are allowing them to have that space, but they are constantly getting those kills and making a difference here in the defense. Oh,
Okay, we almost saw a very early elimination there, but everybody was able to hold their faith for just a moment. Murray State going for that classic rooftop hold, just trying to be the general nuisance from above. UC Davis waiting to engage. Okay, here comes a pack visor from the heavens there. It's going to be able to catch that immortality field, but nothing else. Here's Sky with a great death blossom. What?
whoa!
Oh, the
What?
triple pulse bomb. Oh, Murray State had that fight in the bag. And Monterey it's just these DPS. They're just single-handedly winning fights. Oh, wow. Press Q and win, I guess, because UC Davis, they did just that. Found that second point cap, 2 minutes to get halfway to third point.
That came out of nowhere, pretty much. That was
So
an
fast.
insane job from this Tracer. At 3K with a pulse bomb, it seems like we don't see those happening very often anymore. But now, UC Davies, if able to push the point, able to also have a rally to initiate the fight, that's going to give them all the confidence that they need to finish it.
Absolutely, that engagement going to be coming through. Like you said, that confidence is in favor of UC Davis. They've got 2 ultimates at the ready as well. I think the rally going to make a world of difference. And as I say it makes an appearance. Axelone helping the team feel like they are not alone. A great primal kill early on to Yori here from Smokey. She's looking for one more, but the immortality field being that general nuisance that we know and love. Oh, and Nano onto the Winston. Winston does an insane amount of damage. Actually does more out of primal than in it with that nano boost. But who cares about that? Because UC Davis, they have put Hollywood away. They have given us a legitimate map 3. Nobody has taken this series quite yet.
Wow, that was really all about that Tracer with the 3K. That made a
Absolutely.
complete change on the pace that they were running. They gave them the confidence, and Pulse Bomb on top of that, that is one of those ultimates that you're able to build so fast. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
It just...
25%
insane.
to another one by the end of the clip.
Yeah, that is insane.
Absolutely insane. And that was just unfortunate timing. The Baptiste, he just happened to be walking forward in that moment. Didn't realize what happened. No bubbles, no immortality fields, just instant death for half the team. And I've got to say that truly was the reason UC Davis won that game. I think they were going to get full held on that second point. And a pulse bomb breaks through the code, saves the day. UC Davis, they're taking us all the way to a map 3. Actually, one of my favorite maps in the game, going to be Rialto coming up next. I'll ask you this question only one more time, Dryad, I promise. But team comps on Rialto, what do you think we're going to be looking at?
Rialto is also one of those maps that we used to think of, oh, Rialto, immediately, Widowmaker, Ashe.
Yeah.
And now, those hit scans, it seems like they've been going down and down. It gets a lot more difficult to play them, to get away with it, especially because you have so many of those heroes that can go into the backline, go into the Widowmaker, take you down immediately. So it makes things a lot more difficult. So in that regard, I would not hate to see the double bubble coming through again. I mean, it's worked out in the past. So I just, can you tell that I really like this composition? I mean, I don't know.
No, I definitely think you're probably right. The double bubble, I think Zarya is making an appearance no matter what comp we're looking at.
Yeah.
The only comp I think that could be kind of be pulled out of the hat that kind of catch us off guard. This is one of few maps that I'll actually say this double shield's not insane. The Orisa Sigma, I think, could make an appearance as well as the Sigma Rhine or Orisa Rhine. I think double shield, it's been written off by a lot of people, but if it's going to be played, this is the map I think we're going to see it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If there's going to be a map, it's gotta be this one. But even then, I mean, I hope not. Just because
agree.
I love seeing the aggression coming through for the teams, and double bubble, the rush, the dive. Those compositions do bring that aggression. But when you go into the double shield, when you go into those poke compositions, that that is when things get slower and you're pretty much only depending on your ultimates to get the kills.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to say, just so far, Murray State, like I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, I have not seen this team before. Holy cow, are they an impressive bunch. I've got to
Yeah.
say that I feel like I've been talking a lot about UC Davis, like I mentioned earlier. I see them all the time. I know them very well. So that's a team I'm much more comfortable with. But Murray State, they have absolutely proven their worth already, no matter which way this series goes. Every single map has come down to the wire. I'm really excited to see what they bust out on Rialto here, because I think they've got a good chance of taking this one over UC Davis.
Yeah, it's really a matter of, I mean, we've seen a lot of highlights, and I love to see this, not only from Murray, but when we see UC Davis as well, it seems like every single role has been highlighted at some point. We've seen some really good
Absolutely.
anti-nades, we've seen some really good kills as well with the Ana. Out of nowhere, we've also seen, I mean, the DPS that we keep talking about. We saw Soldier, the Tracer as well with that insane 3K. And of course, the tanks are always changing, always creating the space for the rest of the team to be able to be successful in every single team fight. So that is why we see everything so close. And you
Oh,
talked about it.
Oh,
You said it.
oh.
I mean,
I gotta be honest, I didn't mean it. I didn't
it was a
want to see
joke.
it. It was a joke. It was a bait. Nobody was supposed to do it. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting, Dryad. This is gonna be. I genuinely did not think we were going to see it. I thought it was possible, but with what these teams had played already, I did not think it was gonna happen.
Yeah. I mean, that is what they're going to bring, and they have the high ground positioning. You have the Sigma again to work with your DPS, which is one thing that I love to see every single time. I think the main issue here is always the Orisa, but you don't have any options. I mean, an Orisa at the end of the day is really good at controlling space, and that is exactly what Murray is trying to do.
Yeah, I think this comp's really going to come down to Yori in particular. We know already they are an incredibly bloodthirsty support player. We have seen many offensive bio-nades on the Ana. Now the Discords are going to have to fill that same gap. You're going to have to be finding Discord after Discord, just calling out probably the IGL in this comp, I would assume. So we're really going to have to see that support step up. We talked about all of these players kind of being utilized and showcased a little bit. Now is Yori's time to shine on this Zenyatta, but as Murray State just keeps backing up, they're giving UC Davis so much room to succeed. And Yori, the one I'm looking for, the first one to fall, the Ashe not far behind. They are going to get traded out for Smokey the May here, but any team will take a 2-for-1 trade any day of the week. UC Davis finding 2 more kills. Miracle picks up something, but damage has been done. UC Davis, they are rolling Rialto so far.
Looking really good so far as well with the kills. They're able to get ahead, guarantee that no one else is going to be able to touch towards the end. They might try to make it happen, but UC Davis, really good control here, forcing the setup Murray to back up, and we talked about it. Is this double show being really good at controlling space, but that is not really what went down there.
Yeah, they were supposed to control space, and instead they just constantly backed up and gave the space to UC Davis, and you can't play the antithesis of the comp you're running and expect it to work out. So Murray State, unfortunately, they are going to lose that first point very early, just shy of 5 minutes on the clock. UC Davis, a Primal at the ready, a Nano not far behind.
And taking control of the stairs is going to be so important. The Sigma forced the back up for a little bit. Really good anti-nade connecting, and this is when everything gets aggressive. UC Davis is going to be the Nano, is going to be the Primal Rage once again available. They're ready to go in.
Go in, they certainly will. Dryad, that Nano out of the Winston. The Primal coming out as well. Probably going to look for some environmental kills, but you don't even need one, as Sky is going to be taken offline incredibly early there. Looking for one more, not quite able to land. If the Immortality Field will be booted, this Baptiste somehow survives. My goodness, this map refusing to die. And Smokey, I don't think she's making it out of that one. Sniped out of Sky like a clay pigeon.
Don't worry, the Chief is about to have the Supercharger. Don't worry, about to be ready. It's about to be available, and it might give a little bit more control, but I'm worried though, because we know how important the control of stairs is, and they completely gave it up.
Yeah, stairs makes a huge difference in any first-person shooter. High ground makes a difference, right? That's pretty much the only high ground in the area. And like you said, the Bongo, the Supercharger, making a rare appearance in a moment here from the Chief, and maybe it'll work out well, especially with Rig being taken out so early. That's the same reason UC Davis won their first fight, is because they found a support, and now they're going to lose one at the beginning of an engagement. They just got to tuck tail and run. They've got to wait for that Ana to come back.
they managed to hold his defense for a little bit longer, and I get why they want to hold close to the payload, right? It's so close, they don't want to see 9, they don't want to make him any mistakes there, but it also puts a lot of pressure into, they can't lose a single member because of that composition. They all depend on working together and making it work
Right.
out every single time. And even with the dragons, I mean, I'm worried. We have the classic, the Graviton along with the dragon.
Yeah, but oh, never mind. I was just about to say, look what's on the other side in the form of a Transcendence, but Yuri decided that they're going to use it now. They find the kill on Smokey the May, but there's the grab. Where's the Dragons? Here it comes. Yuri already found 2. You're going to have to find at least 2 to even it back out, but 2 turns into 3. The Bob coming out from Murray State, the DPS standing their ground, trying to keep the dream alive, and they may have been able to do just that. Oh my goodness, believe it or not, yeah, the DPS, they've held their ground. They've guaranteed the cart does not move much more than another inch. However, they have to back up a little bit. The Ash falls. Luckily enough, the spawn is so incredibly close for Murray State. They lose another one in the form of Sky. Oh, and the Gravitic Fluxes, he's too high. Oh, that's kind of a C9, only a little. It wasn't that bad, but it was kind of bad. UC Davis, they find that second point cap, 4 minutes on the clock.
What an intense fight that we just saw. I mean, it started with the ultimates being used early on, but the ultimates were able to benefit them even towards the end for the side of UC Davis or Murray State. They thought they could hold it. A big mistake there. No one else able to touch, and especially because they don't have anyone that is fast enough.
Yeah, like you said, just nobody's fast enough. Orisa, 4 legs, still not that fast, believe it or not. Smokey the May is going to have that Primal Rage as well. Wow, great Discord from Yuri there. Just rips that Winston to shreds. Blue Fire finds a crucial kill in the form of the opposing DPS. You got to find at least one more, but instead you get killed. Sky is going to be the one to find that kill onto Rick. Ana down again, and Ana, one of the slowest in the game, absolutely no mobility at the ready for her, so she's just going to have to walk on back. That's going to be really tough because Murray State, they're basically fighting in their spawn right now.
I can't believe that Murray has decided to stick with this composition until now. I mean, I thought they were going to change it at the beginning when they were just backing up, and it wasn't really working out. Sure, they won this fight, and throughout the entire map, we saw a lot of the mistakes happening for the team, including that flux that made them lose that second point, where UC Davis now, if they're able to get those grab dragons again, I mean, what is Murray going to do if he wasted Transcendence before?
Yeah, I mean, they're really going to have to figure something out here, but if they're going to run this double shield comp, I think this is the best spot for it other than right when the attacking gate opens, right? I mean, so this is going to be their kind of star-studded moment, their time to shine, so to speak, but nobody's going to get to shine for too long because Virus is gone. They're going to get accretioned out of here, so already a 4v6 in favor of Murray State. Miracle getting a little bit greedy, but had the support to back them up. They get to live a little bit longer. Oh, but Sky unfortunately does not. Murray State 4 ultimates for this next fight. UC Davis, lucky to have 2.
I'm really hoping that Yuri is saving that Transcendence for the Graviton. I really don't want it go any other way because it is the only way to keep your team alive, especially towards the end of the point where if you lose the fight, that is it.
Absolutely. Now here comes a Gravitic Flux, a much more successful one this time. For Verical, Smokey gets taken out of the sky. Virus not far behind, and the fight's already over. That's just all she wrote. The Amplification Matrix, it wasn't needed, but again, charges super fast, so not the end of the world. Murray State still has that Bongo. They still have that Transcendent, another one as well. UC Davis, they used the one ultimate they had.
And change here now, Virus going into the Lucio. Obviously having the speed for the Reinhardt for the Zarya that they needed so bad. We talked about it. Reinhardt with a Lucio, without a Lucio, so difficult to run with.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Reinhardt, he's a heavy guy. He's very slow in his pace, and Virus hopefully going to be the one to speed this Rhino a little bit more successfully. Supercharger finally used by the Chief, and yeah, immediately taken away. Verical ate the grab from Khakis. Khakis is still able to find 2 kills, but you needed it, and Yuri found out, oh, there's no grab. Pops Transcendence, keeping the team alive. So now, Murray State, they have burned what was once a 4-minute timer down to 30 seconds. UC Davis, they've got one more shot at this. It's like Hollywood all over again.
Less than 20 seconds remaining for the attackers here, trying to make something happen, but there's not a lot to work with. A lot of ultimates that were used before. Murray able to get away with their composition again. Finally, we'll see why they like to run the double shield.
Yeah, the double shield finally working, is proving its weight in gold here on this third point. And May a little bit
A little bit aggressive there, but I mean, hey, you get 2 kills out of it, so it works out. Khakis picks up Miracle, and believe it or not, UC Davis took him 4 minutes, but the Overwatch factor, as I always love to call it, finally kicking in. Remember how to play the game. They cap all 3 points on Rialto.
I like how I said that the double shield was working out, and that is the fight that they lose.
That's just how it's been
Yep.
for me today.
Yeah, it's just great. Just great. And I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it did work out. They were able to consume a lot of time for the attackers. They were able to consume a lot of time that they really needed after not holding so well in that first and second point. So
Right.
there's some sort of benefit here, and it's all once again getting really close to anyone can win those fights. Anyone can make a single mistake is going to cause the entire team's life, and so that is why everyone's being so careful. And I hate to break it to you, but I'm seeing a specific hero that I don't know how to feel about.
Honestly? Oh, wait, what is... That's got to be a bait. That's got to be a bait. There's 0% chance Sky actually comes out of the Bastion right now. That would be pretty cool. Honestly, I want to see as much Bastion gameplay as I can because, you know, it'll be a whole new hero in Overwatch 2, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
I am pro Overwatch 1 Bastion. Now that, I hope, is the truth, as I'm sure everybody... No! Oh! Anywho, as I'm sure everybody knows, I am a huge Junkrat fan. He's my favorite hero in the entire game. But not seeing it makes a whole lot of sense. Sky absolutely tore it up on the Pharah earlier. Wouldn't be surprised to see them do it again. An immediate boop off the high ground. The whole comp it's over. The whole comp's ruined. You got to start over. And Blue Fire, though, on the Soldier makes a whole lot more sense right now. You can consistently contest the Sky.
Yeah, absolutely. No one is able. The Soldier is able to do this time around. We stopped working out really well for last map, and now a lot more pressure. And the more that you're able to see this hero, the more that the team is able to prepare to counter a little bit more. And that is exactly what's happening. A lot of space is being created so far for this Array.
Yeah, space has definitely been made here, like you said. And this feels very reminiscent of, you know, 4 or 5 minutes ago when we were here with UC Davis on the offense. We're just seeing one team back up and the other team just keeps moving forward. However, as I say it, again, Caster Curse, UC Davis, they find one crucial kill. They're going to stop the cart right in its tracks. And Murray State, they're going to struggle a little bit. A lot of teams get stuck right here on this corner because the defenders can play these corners super carefully. They've got health pack advantage. They've got just high ground advantage as well. Murray State, they're going to have to find at least 2 eliminations to turn this fight.
At least a minute that they were able to get away with and waste towards the side of the attackers, trying to keep it going for a little bit more. But now this is going to be all about this ultimate. It seems like Smokey is about to tap the Primal Rage before the Chief does.
Yeah, Smokey's Primal Rage is probably not going to get a lot of kills here, as Primal Rage normally doesn't, unless Chief is Primal Raging. That guy's insane. He's been getting Primal Rages left, right, and center here, but that first elimination from Blue Fire wants to guarantee the kill out of the Pharah, pops that visor, able to pick up 1 elimination, not much more, but hey, has to pop that Primal Rage to stay alive, looking for a kill on the Ana, able to land it. It's going to make a world of difference, but the pocket heal from Myrith is going to keep that Ana alive. Sky returning from spawn already. Murray State, they've now got the ultimate advantage. There's a lot of ults were used from UC Davis. They only found 1 kill because of them.
It is working out for this type of defense, and that is a proof, everyone, that you gotta have to play double shield to make the defense work out. There's a couple more kills coming through back and forward. Once again, really good anti-nade. Smokey going really low, actually getting taken down at the end.
Yeah, Myrith had a bit of a questionable play there. Went for a resurrection on the Ana in the middle of a team fight and paid the price of their life for it. Now, only 90 seconds left on the clock. We might not get to see the rest of Rialto again. UC Davis, they've planted their roots and they're ready to stick around. Murray State, they've got both the tank ults and almost a pulse bomb. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw like a Graph pulse bomb combo here.
Especially, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of combinations that you can make work out, and especially because the defense, because they've been so successful so far, they have most of the ultimates available. I mean, the only thing going for the side of UC Davis right now is going to be... Well, that kill is one of them.
Is that elimination out of the Tracer? They find another one. Blue Fire puts down the Chief, picks up a 3rd onto Myrith. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
UC Davis did know something we didn't do, and that is the fact that Blue Fire is an absolute menace on this Soldier.
How? I don't understand. I need to ask for some tips, because I don't know how. I feel like if I believe this and I go into my competitive games to play a soldier, it is not going to go the way that I want to. I don't understand anymore.
That makes two of us, but mostly because I can't aim. I swing big hammer, I happy. I don't play the characters that require aiming. That's a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but still, Blue Fire, I mean, Legs hasn't been meta in ages, but Blue Fire really trying to make him so, and I'm gonna have another Nano Winston coming. Yori falls. Only 10 seconds left. That's crucial. There's that Pulse Nano or Pulse grab combo we talked about. Unfortunately, no kills, but who cares because Blue Fire is alive.
Wow.
A 15-player kill streak, 3 of them in the final fight. 0 seconds burns off the clock, and my goodness, Murray State put up a fight, but UC Davis, they emerge victorious.
Really good job. I mean, that was insane. I think everyone, we talked about it, everyone got highlighted at some point.
Absolutely.
The supports, the DPS, the tanks as well. But I think it's gonna be all about the soldier. Once again, they definitely know something that we don't know, and I'm very curious of how, because I've heard that, you know, I don't play soldier for the reason that I cannot aim as well, but I've heard that even using your ultimate, it's even worse than just shooting a soldier. But they were able to get kills with the ultimate, without the ultimate. I mean, with every single ability. How?
It's insane. And I forgot the number already, even though I just looked at it. But I think Blue had 64% KP. Thank you. Our production literally knew the number I was talking about. That's incredible. But 64% KP on Soldier of all heroes. I mean, that's incredible. I'm very excited about what that's going to mean in the future.
Yeah, it can mean a lot of things, especially because both of the teams, I mean, it was very close, like we talked about, but everyone was able to play different heroes. Everyone was able to bring something new to the table that we didn't see on the map before, and it was getting very exciting. I think towards the end, it was very difficult for Rialto. But, I mean, nonetheless, really good performance from both of the teams leave us very excited of what they're going to bring throughout the season.
Absolutely. And like you said, that unfortunately is going to be all we have here tonight. So I'm very excited to see what the season holds in the future as well. I have been Septilin's, joined by the wonderful Dryad. You can follow us on our Twitters. Mine's just the word below me. Hers is the word below her, but with the letters DAN in front of it, right?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Look at that. I already knew
You got it.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. It has been a pleasure. Murray State, thank you for proving your worth in gold. I'm very excited to see what you do for the rest of the season. And UC Davis, congrats on a fantastic win. Again, huge shout out to all of you for watching, both the teams for coming and our production for doing what they do in the back line. Check your posture, drink some water, and don't forget to love each other. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the rest of your night.